It's rare to experience a true winter where I live, but as soon as the snow appeared, I packed a book titled Snow and Rose into my backpack and set off for a walk in the forest. In today's video, I would like to talk about my extraordinary life companions, books. I love books. Reading has always been a great pleasure for me. Calling me a bookworm is more of a compliment. Books have always been the best company, taking me to another world and allowing me to escape from everyday life. When I read, I can be whoever I want and be wherever I want. When you hold a book in your hands, you are never alone. It is also a magical portal to the land of imagination. I may not have many human friends, but my books have always been there for me, offering wisdom, adventure, and comfort whenever I needed them. During the summer, I gave my bedroom in my family home a little makeover, which also involved a major reorganization of my book collection. So let's take a step back in time and feel a bit of summer breeze in the middle of winter. When my parents built this house, I was a teenager. Sweet 16. I chose a delicate shade of pink for my room, just like a true romantic would. I guess that was my way of looking at the world, not exactly through rose-colored glasses, but through the lens of my pink room. Well, many years have passed since then, and it was time for a change. The shade of pink no longer resonates with my soul as much as the color green does. Now, nature will accompany me even in this little room. Over the years, I've accumulated quite a few books, and now it was time not only to move them out for painting, but also to sort through them, organize them, and decide whether all of them would make it back onto the shelves. And that turned out to be quite a long process. Going through all my books felt like a journey into the past. I can still vividly remember myself curled up in a chair in this very room, so deeply engrossed in a book that returning to reality was often a challenge. Sleepless nights, sometimes even greeting the sunrise because it was impossible to put the book down before reaching the last page. Laughter, tears of emotion, books have always been my generators of feelings. Happy endings or shocking twists, like the disbelief of, what? How could Red Butler just leave Scarlet? I must admit, Gone with the Wind, which I received from my grandmother, was my longest reading marathon. I finished it over a single weekend with only breaks for meals and a few hours of sleep. About 22 hours of reading in total. Many of my books are also gifts. For a book lover like me, there is probably no better present than a good book that perfectly matches the reader's taste. It's amazing how some people, for various reasons, drift away from our lives, but the books they once gave us remain, sometimes even with a dedication or a letter tucked inside like the one I just found. That's what makes books such reliable friends. They will never leave you unless you decide to part with them yourself. Time to put everything back on the shelves. Some books will have to be hidden, not rare collector's editions, just crime romance novels I devoured in my 20s when I dreamed of grand romantic love. But shh, don't tell anyone, that's a secret. They will be safely tucked behind the biographies of my favorite actresses from Hollywood's golden era. Those legendary women will be the guardians of my little secret. Now that we are in the heart of winter, I appreciate my green room even more. Reading is my main pastime during this season when we tend to stay indoors. One of my newer hobbies is collecting beautifully illustrated children's books. I adore fairy tales. They sparked my love for books and reading. I even received a few as holiday gifts. Children's literature has one advantage over books for adults: its illustrations. The fusion of these two artistic mediums, words and images, completely captivates me. Maybe one day my own children's book will be published with beautiful illustrations and find its place on my shelf. I hope you find as much joy and magic in your books as I do. Wishing you wonderful adventures and unforgettable emotions with every page you turn. Until next time.